What up, everybody? Welcome back to Comically Boston episode 26. Today is January 25th, 2023. I have some news about the NBA. I got some terrible news about my poor Celtics. I got some upcoming news about the episode 3 of The Last of Us coming out this Sunday. I have some news about some Star Wars stuff, so we're gonna jump into it. First and foremost, I believe it was Monday night. Monday night, I was talking crap, and I was like, "Oh yeah, we're on a 9-game winning streak. We're gonna keep that going, and if we lose, blame me." Well, you guys can blame me because we're on a 2-game losing streak. The first one against the Magic, I kind of blamed Joe Mazzulla. There was like 2 minutes left on the clock, and he pulled the starters, and he just kind of gave it to the young Magic team. And then we lose the series. We have 3 losses to the Magic, and they're not that good a team, considering they're not going to the playoffs probably. So we should have won that game. Then the Miami Heat, we had a absolute bundle of players injured. Look at this. We had out versus Miami. Malcolm Brogdon was out for personal reasons. Jaylen Brown, right abductor injury management. I don't know what an abductor is, but adductor? Is that like supposed to be your abdominal muscles? But it's not ab, it's ad. Maybe it's a spelling error. Gallinari out for the season, most likely with an ACL repair, left knee. Al Horford was out with lower back stiffness, which pretty much second night of a back-to-back, we knew Al probably wasn't playing. And Marcus Smart has been dealing with a right ankle sprain. He's out. So we had 4 guys that are normally maybe starters, and then our 6th man of the year, Malcolm Brogdon, out for that game. We were pretty much a bench squad. So we lost 113-98 to the Magic on Monday. And then we lost Tuesday to the Heat, 98-95. So it was a close-ass game, and Peyton Pritchard got up a shot for 3. Close, it was close, but it was short. And it was online, but it was short. And poor PP, he had a tough go of it. But what are you going to do? Poor Peyton Pritchard thought he was going to tie the game, send it into overtime, but no luck, no dice. Jason Tatum and Bam Adebayo seemed chummy after the game. I don't know what that was about. Maybe he was they made friends playing each other in the playoffs a couple years ago. Maybe they made friends over the All-Star break last year or the year before that. But they seem chummy, and they're probably both going to be All-Stars this year. And speaking as such, let me finish. The Celtics are now 35-14. We face the Knicks on Thursday, Lakers on Sunday. News from basketball: Bronny James was named McDonald All-American. Good for him. Congratulations. In high school still. That's a huge deal. And I'm pretty sure he's not a senior yet. Or unless he's a senior this year, he's heading to college for maybe 1 year. I wouldn't even be surprised if I see him make the jump just to the NBA like his pop. If anyone could do it, it would be LeBron's son. But, hey, LeBron also had a great night the other night. 38 years old, ladies and gentlemen. He scored 46, 8 and 7 assists, 8 rebounds, 7 assists, 2 steals, 1 block. Shot 16 for 29 from the field, 9 for 14 from 3, 5 for 5 from free throw. 46 points at 38 years old, still rocking and rolling. He's like 200 points away from beating Kareem's record for the most points of all time. So that's just a stat number that we never thought we were going to see broken. And he's just going to shatter it in his 20th year in the league. Like that's crazy. And he's been playing. He plays quite a lot. So I got mad love for LeBron. LeBron been the All-Star captain with, I think, Giannis the last couple of years. I wouldn't be surprised if they're going to be the 2 top vote getters again. I would love to see Jason Tatum steal it, or Luka or something. But for the first time ever, the NBA All-Star Draft will take place live before the game. So Sunday, February 19th, 7:30 Eastern. So Sunday night is normally the All-Star game. Saturday night is the dunk contest and those type of things. And then Friday night is the celebrity game and stuff like that. You know, you have All-Star weekend, always a fun time. So the weekend of the 19th. So they'll be picking right before the game, kind of like a schoolyard thing, which the only thing I could think of that would make this a bad idea would be for like gambling people that want to bet on the game. They're not going to be able to know who to bet on because you won't know the teams really until right before the game. So like, even though the All-Star game is pretty much a flip of a coin anyways, because it's the best players in the league versus the best players in the league. So like, the game is normally close, but there's normally a team that goes and drafts better and wins. Like, I don't know. That's the only problem I could see with it. But with the news of The Last of Us, right? So The Last of Us is on HBO Max. I've been talking about the last couple episodes. Episode 3 airs this weekend. It will be called A Long, Long Time, and it will follow Bill and Frank's story from the video games. So if you guys haven't played the video games, Bill is kind of a guy that took over Lincoln, Mass during the apocalypse, and he's the only surviving person in the town, and he has booby-trapped the town so that when zombies come through, they blow up and, you know, there's set on fire, and he has booby traps all over the place, trip mines, and for the zombies, and for anyone that's not smart enough to notice that there's a trip mine or booby traps. Like, so he's been, you know, a survivalist, you know, one of these apocalypse people that are probably out there in the real world already. He's going to be played by Nick Offerman in the show. In the game, the character has a crazy, funny dynamic. And the guy, Frank, in the game, you only see as, you know, spoilers, you only see as like a body hanging, and you see a note that he written, and that's the only dynamic you get between Bill and Frank. So this episode is going to be 80 minutes long, and I think we're going to see the whole story. We're going to get it expanded, who and Bill and Frank was. We might see eventually, probably by the end of the episode, what happens to Frank, maybe. I don't know. But they've been changing the things a little bit here and there from the games to the show. You know, they had a pretty major change last week. Go check out the last episode of Comically Boston if you want to talk more about The Last of Us. But it looks like it's going to be amazing. This third episode, 80 minutes long, so it's going to be a little bit longer than the last episode. And it's going to tell quite a bit of story with Bill and Frank's backstory. And that's all I really am going to tease for now about that. We'll talk more about The Last of Us on Monday, the next podcast. But with the success, so normally, you know, a show comes out on its premiere on HBO Max, and that's the highest it's viewed on that day. And then it trickles off a little bit throughout the season. This was like the first show that they came out where the first episode had less viewerships than the second episode. So they actually went up in viewership during the second episode. So if they go up again for this third episode, that just means the show is getting more and more traction through, you know, word of mouth and people talking about it, like me pitching to you guys right now how good it is. And I highly encourage you to go play the games or watch gameplay online. And even if you don't play the games, go check out the show, because I think it's still a great show, and it's like too real for some people. They get scared, but I think it's great. But with the second episode being better than the first episode, and I think the season's going to go along great, and it's going to get good reviews, it got me thinking maybe there's going to be a season 2. And if that's the case, then they're not going to want to stop just at season 2, and there's only 2 games. So is there going to be a Last of Us Part 3? Where could that go? For those of you that played the games, like, comment below. Is it wild to think that there's going to be a third Last of Us game? I thought the second one ended in a way that it could have just been the end, you know, but there also could be a story to tell, you know, you never know. But I thought the first one, you know, ends with such a cliffhanger that you need the second, you know, part. But then you get to the second part, and it was controversial because it didn't give people necessarily what they wanted, but it definitely told a hell of a story with the second part. And then here's some images that I've seen floating around Twitter. This is Ellie from Part 2. She's got her tattoo now on her arm, and she's a badass in Part 2. The only other person that maybe was slightly more badass is this lady right here, Abby, holding that hammer in her hand. Abby's got bigger arms than me. Abby is straight up ripped, and she's had quite a tough story herself. But when you first meet Abby, you're like, who the hell's Abby? Then you hate Abby. Then you learn who Abby is, and you kind of feel for her, but you still kind of hate her for what she did. But was she justified in her actions because of what he did? Or are they both wrong? Or is it just like a tough situation? Like, and where does it end if you just keep killing each other? You know, like, do you end up just both dead? Or like, do you end up coming like the enemy of my enemies and my friend? You know, so like, you know, I don't know. But I would be intrigued to see part 3 of that game. Or, you know, even if they just did it in the TV show and just made a season 3 and expanded from there, that would be wild. You know, maybe they split part 2 of the game into seasons 2 and 3. But even so, you know, what's after that? Like, I would be here to see more. Also, news the other day: Star Wars Skeleton Crew is a John Watts directed, written. The writer, and John Watts is the writer and director of the Spider-Mans with Tom Holland, and he is now working on a Star Wars project called the Skeleton Crew. I believe who's starring in that. Oh, damn, I don't remember his name. But that's going to be an interesting show, I believe. It might be a movie. But that just wrapped filming, so that should be coming maybe later this year, maybe early next year. We know we have Mando coming this year. They were supposed to get Ahsoka Tano this year. There's that Acolyte show we're supposed to get. So there should be quite a few Star Wars shows that we're getting. And there's going to be quite a few Marvel shows. So there should be a ton of content coming this year. And just the other day, the Oscar nominations came out. So we're going to run through these and see what you guys think. Comment below who you think should win if you've seen these movies. I did like to see that Everything Everywhere All at Once got 11 nominations out of 24. But the Oscars will be live on ABC March 12th, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, and Jimmy Kimmel will be hosting. Gotta love Kimmel. Best Picture noms. Ooh, All Quiet on the Western Front. That's on Netflix. I went to start it yesterday and fell asleep, but Avatar: The Way of Water, The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Top Gun Maverick, Triangle of Sadness, I heard that was good. Women Talking, I heard that was good as well. If I had to guess who would win that, ooh, I would like Avatar to win because it's just such a spectacle, but I don't know, Elvis was great. I've yet to see Everything Everywhere All at Once, but I've heard nothing but amazing things. I heard The Fabelmans was a touching story about Steven Spielberg's life and father and stuff like that. Tar, I heard, was good, but I haven't seen. Top Gun Maverick was definitely a tremendous film. That could win Best Picture. Maybe not win anything else, but win just Best Picture, you know what I mean? I could see that happening. Next category. Nominees for Best Production Design: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, Babylon, Elvis, and The Fabelmans. Production design, I did love to see the production of Elvis. Elvis was wonderfully done. I'm not sure if well, so was Avatar. Avatar was amazing. Film editing: The Banshees of Inisherin, Elvis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Tar, and Top Gun Maverick. Best Director: The Banshees of Inisherin, Martin McDonagh. Everything Everywhere All at Once, Daniel Kwan and Daniel Scheinert. Ooh. The Fabelmans, Steven Spielberg. Tar, Todd Field, and Triangle of Sadness, Ruben Östlund. I'm gonna be butchering some of these names, but I'm surprised that that James Cameron didn't get on that list. Interesting. Best Actress in a Supporting Role nominees: Angela Bassett for Wakanda Forever, Hong Chow for The Whale, Kerry Condon for The Banshees of Inisherin, Jamie Lee Curtis, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Stephanie Hsu, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'm sorry for butchering these names. Best Sound Design. Probably gonna give that one to Batman. I really like the sound design of Batman. The other nominees: All Quiet on the Western Front, Avatar, The Way of Water, Elvis, Top Gun. Sound, I mean, Elvis could probably win, but Batman. Batman was the bam, 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 bam. I think that's the one they're talking about, at least. Best original score. Surprised RRR is not on here. That's funny to me. All Quiet on the Western Front, Babylon, Banshees of Inisherin, Everything Everywhere All at Once, and The Fabelmans, John Williams. Comment below what you guys think. Just running through some of the categories here, not necessarily gonna name every one of these, but best visual effects. I would say probably Avatar would win that one. The Batman's visual effects were pretty good. They used a lot of volume stuff. Wakanda Forever looked great. Top Gun Maverick looked amazing. That would probably win as well. All I know is I will be watching. Best costume design. I think Wakanda or Black Panther won one for that for Ruth Carter, so I would like to see maybe her win again. Elvis had some great costume designs. Haven't seen the other ones. Adapted screenplay. All Quiet on the Western Front, Glass Onion, A Knives Out Mystery, Living, I heard was a great movie with Bill Nighy, Top Gun Maverick, and Women Talking. I want to see the Women Talking and the Living, and I want to see the All Quiet on the Western Front, but Glass Onion was by Ryan Johnson was amazing. I really liked the first one and the second one. Best Actor in a Leading Role, Austin Butler for Elvis, Colin Farrell for The Banshees of Inisherin, Brendan Fraser, love to see him getting is nominated for The Whale. Paul Mescal, After Sun, Bill Nighy, the guy I was just talking about for the movie Living. I would love to see that. Next one. Best Cinematography. All Quiet on the Western Front. Bardo, False Chronicles of a Handful of Truths. I don't know what that is. Elvis, Empire of Light, Tar. I did like the visuals in Elvis. That's the only one I saw out of those. If you've seen any of these movies, comment below, because I'm very curious people's opinions on stuff, and I'm always looking for new movies and films and shows and stuff that people liked that for reasons and think I would like, you know. I'm always interested in that. Best Actress in a Leading Role, Cate Blanchett for Tar. That's the only reason I'd probably watch Tar is Cate Blanchett. She's amazing. Ana de Armas is receiving Best Actress in a Leading Role, but for Blonde. But Blonde is also getting Razzies for... What's the deal with that? I thought this looked great. I never got into Blonde, but I should watch it and, you know, at least come up with an opinion for myself. Michelle Williams, The Fabelmans, Michelle Yeoh, Everything Everywhere All at Once. First Asian actress nominated for Actress in a Leading Role. Michelle Yeoh. Love to see that. She's amazing. I'm pretty sure she's 60 now and she's still kicking her freaking ass like a gangster. Makeup and hairstyling, the Batman, that's probably for Colin Farrell's Penguin, which they probably could get for that. Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Elvis, The Whale. The Whale could get it for prosthetics for Brendan Fraser. All Quiet on the Western Front getting nominated for quite a few things. I really gotta check that out. Best Original Screenplay, Banshees of Inisherin. I did see it. I thought it was pretty funny. Everything Everywhere All at Once, The Fabelmans, Tar, Triangle of Sadness. Triangle of Sadness I heard was really good. I wouldn't mind checking that one out. Actor in a Supporting Role, Brendan Gleeson, The Banshees of Inisherin, Brian Tyree Henry, Causeway, Judd Hirsch, The Fabelmans, Barry Keoghan, The Banshees of Inisherin, Ki-Hoo Kwan, Everything Everywhere All at Once. I'd love to see him win. I'd love to see Brendan Gleeson win. Brian Tyree Henry's a hilarious man. Barry Keoghan is also hilarious in The Banshees of Inisherin. Two more guys. Hang in there with me. Best Original Sound, Lift Me Up for Black Panther, Wakanda Forever, Rihanna. I hope she wins. But if Natu wins for RRR, I would love that as well. If you guys haven't seen RRR, check out one of my last videos, me talking about it. RRR is an amazing movie. And the last one here, Best Animated Film, I hope Guillermo del Toro wins for his Pinocchio. What a beautiful stop motion film that was. Thank you guys for stopping by. I know this is getting a little bit longer than I normally do. I don't want to bore you, but let me know, comment below, will you be checking out the Oscars? Who do you think will win those categories? Who are you glad that they're getting their shout outs to? Who are the snubs that you wish got shout outs, like maybe the Woman King, stuff like that? Comment below. Are you going to be checking out the All-Star game? Will you be checking out the Oscars? Will you be checking out the Celtics this week, Thursday night against the Knicks, Saturday versus the Lakers? We'll be talking about that Monday. We'll also be talking about The Last of Us on Monday. So stay tuned to Comically Boston. The next episode, episode 27, comes out Monday. I'll see you then. Peace out, y'all. Hit that like button, subscribe, DM me or at me on Twitter, Big Cam YouTube, and I'll leave the links in my description below. All right, y'all. See you in the next one. Peace.